With this, we will move on to the next presentation from IBM. I would like to invite Ms.Lata Singh, Director, Regional Technology Sales Leader, India and South Asia, IBM India, to address the audience on the Zero Trust Security for the modern data environment. With a strong 26 plus years of industry experience, Lata, as the Director for IBM One Channel Business across India, South Asia, is responsible for leading the complete ISVs, SIs, GICs, VARs, and reseller partner community. In her role, she is responsible for driving business development and client engagement to building GTM models with IT service providers in an ever-evolving ecosystem across technologies, cloud, security, data, and AI.
Good afternoon to all the audience, and thank you, Deepak, for inviting me to this event. It was definitely a very insightful session that we had. All of us know as businesses have moved towards digital transformation journeys, and in the last 2 years during the pandemic, we had an accelerated transformation journey happening through multiple organizations. One of the byproducts of this journey is data. Now, data is a new oil. We've heard about it often. It's turning business models upside down while guiding the world through its health and economic challenges. However, it is not enough. It is a source of risk unless you can trust it. As you can see on this slide, more than 2.5 billion gigabytes of data, both structured and unstructured. And I do want to stress on the unstructured because a lot of the data now that we are getting is unstructured data, is generated every single day. To make matters even more complex, moving to a hybrid multi-cloud infrastructure also means your resources could be scattered through multiple IT environments with varying levels of visibility and control. In the pandemic, we saw the similar environment where we had our employees working from home, we had people going into multiple locations, and we had a lot of data being used from multiple sites. So with data comes the responsibility to protect it from threats, both internal and external, but that is not easy. As the quantum of attacks have increased manifold, as you can see, there was a 160% increase in the data thefts in 2020. The answer to this challenge is a data trust strategy. One that simultaneously maximizes data's ability to create value and minimizes its capacity to destroy it. Not just that, the complexity of attacks and thefts is increasing sharply. Let's take, for example, it takes 320 days on an average to identify and contain a data breach. Imagine if you were breached in January, on an average, you will be able to identify and contain the impact of that breach only by November. Sounds scary, isn't it? So to summarize, with scale and complexity of attacks increasing sharply, it is practically impossible to avoid a data breach. Even as you take the most appropriate cybersecurity measures, a data breach is inevitable. It is not a matter if you will be breached, it is a matter of when you will be breached. Indeed, it's very scary, right? Moreover, not only does the breached organization suffer from business loss, brand reputation loss, cost to contain the breach, but also there are penalties imposed by the regulatory bodies for any non-compliance. Some estimates show that there were over 1,800 privacy laws across the globe like GDPR, PCI, HIPAA, etc. And the number is continuing to increase. In India, as all of us know, we are aware of the Personal Data Protection Act, currently under jurisdiction, has a provision for heavy penalties if there is a violation. And that, by the way, is also undermining the way that we want to implement our security policies, because all of us know that we need to be protected. Given the scenario that I just mentioned in the last few slides, business prospects face a data breach, prospects of facing data breach need to ask and answer key questions. Now, what are these 3 questions? How can we minimize the impact of data breach? How do you address the local compliance requirements? And this is very critical for global organizations who are working in multiple countries. How best we can protect the crown jewels, right? Sensitive data. That's where making our business run. So to answer these questions, you and your security teams needs to have the ability to know your users and to know your data. It is important that the security teams know if the right user has the right access to the right data at the right time for the right reasons. To be able to do so, they need context to help them make these decisions. So where does that land us? So this brings us to what we call as zero trust. So zero trust comes in here. Now, this is not a new approach. However, with the complexity of environment, it has become very, very relevant. It's all about people, processes, and technologies. Zero trust is built on three pillars. The zero trust framework can protect companies from advanced cybersecurity threats, data breaches, and regulatory risks while helping achieve compliance. Now, what are these three pillars that I'm talking about? Number one, insights. Continuous verification with context-aware access control to all applications, to all data, APIs, endpoints, and hybrid cloud resources. So one, insights. Number two, enable least privilege by discovering and accessing risk across data, identity, endpoint, app, and infrastructure. Number three, assume breach to identify threats and automate responses that not only stop the immediate attack, but dynamically adapt access controls. So the crux is never trust, always verify. All of us were told as we were kids is don't trust, right? Always verify. For zero trust, that's the mantra. The crux is never trust, always verify. Now, where is IBM uniquely positioned? IBM is uniquely positioned to deliver end-to-end zero trust expertise integrated across products and services. And you can see right at the top, right, services. As you can see on the chart, we offer a holistic capability set right from the software to consulting services to managed services. Globally, if you look at it, a number of our IT services companies are using IBM software, security software for their managed services. But today, I definitely wanted to talk about data security. To address your data security challenges, you need a smarter, more continuous approach, and that is where Guardian Suite comes in. For the paucity of time that I've been given today, I wanted to take this opportunity to focus only on one aspect of IBM security portfolio, and that is the Guardian Security software, which provides a platform to address the data security challenges in a holistic manner. So what are the five things that you're seeing here? One is discover. The discovery phase forms the foundation of our smart approach. It is very important that we should identify and classify the sensitive data across different modes of storage. Again, this could be on-prem, it could be on cloud, it could be on different environments that your data is stored in. Number two is analyze. The analyze phase will indicate what type of design measures needed to protect the data. Then appropriately analytics and insights must be leveraged to analyze and assess the risks associated with each category of sensitive data. Number three, protect. Protecting feature is the heart of IBM Security Guardian. Guardian protects sensitive data through encryption, access policies, and data activity monitoring. Number four, respond. Once the protecting configurations are established, it will enable the Guardian to respond to threats in real time and send actionable alerts to security operating centers. And number five, simplify. So that's the crux of it. Guardian, through a systematic approach, will further simplify data privacy and security compliance, auditing reports, and dashboarding requirements. The simplification that Guardian provides will ensure the ease of adoption. And that is one of the most critical things that we need to look at is how are our cells, that is as users, how are we obviously you looking at the adoption? Two is how easy is it for your security professionals to adopt it? Now, to make it more relevant, I have a few client references that I've laid down. Now, these are obviously, I could not name the client references, but I thought, let me talk about a few of the references that we have. The International Talent and Staffing Agency. What is the solution that we gave? It was the breadth of data source coverage, GDPR accelerators, cloud-ready infrastructure as a service, and database as a service solution, and roadmap and masking and blocking. Now, this is a client that needed criticality of ensuring that they're following the compliance regulations, as well as the privacy data of the individuals. The leading global bank, and I did want to stress on this one, which is a Fortune 50 leading global bank. The solution here enabled rapid upgrade and deployment of new Guardian architecture. The GBDI that you're seeing here is the IBM Security Guardian Big Data Intelligence. It provided a self-service platform for security teams to integrate database access information with other security investigation. It also reduced the hardware cost by 40%. So overall TCO that our customer got. And it also accelerated the delivery of data activity reports from days to minutes. Now, as we move through all of these reference cases, and I'm happy to have this, have further discussions on use cases where we can deploy them. I also wanted to look at what is it in it for you, right? IBM approach is best positioned to deliver a zero trust value proposition. That means we are an industry leading software. We have open platform. We have an ecosystem of alliances that we work with, and an end-to-end capability. I'm happy at any point of time for anyone who is listening to this conversation to get on in a one-to-one discussion on your specific needs and how IBM can address that. We're open to doing a demo as and when required. And when Dr. Deepak gives us more time, maybe we can do a more detailed session around the entire Zero Trust framework and discovery workshop that we have. Thank you so much. And over to you, Dr. Deepak.
Thank you, Ms. Lata, for sharing the unique insights on the Zero Trust security, as everyone needs to continuously test their network defenses, find and fix the vulnerabilities.